Hey all, thanks for stopping by. Wanted to thank all you guys who commented on the last video, shared your stories. I know for me this is a big thing. Like I think I've said already. Just knowing that there's people there. I mean, we know there's people out there, but to actually interact with other people who've had the situation, because I know for me and a lot of the people I've spoken to that I've gotten thanks, personally, with text message and stuff for sharing and bringing stuff out. So I wanted to thank you all because I know that in our circles, usually if you have one narcissist in your life, there's a good chance there's quite a few. And this is something that, again, if you haven't gone through it, you don't understand it. So just wanted to take a second and say thank you all very much for sharing, for keeping it positive, and actually looking to build each other up. Just awesome, guys. Thank you. So something that came up today, so I figured I would just go into that because there's so much to go into. I figured we'd start there, right? Is being a victim. Now, personally, and I definitely was. When I ended when I went no contact, I should say, my last toxic relationship, I left, and for my own, mental being, like I said, it was, depression for years. So, when you're in that state, you're not thinking clearly. You've been in fight, flight for so long, and or I guess more fawn for me, because you're sitting there, you're trying to fix it, and you're just like, I don't know if this makes sense to anybody, but I always say it's like you got hit with a stop sign. I just picture somebody taking a stop sign, hitting you in the head. It's just like, you're dazed, you're not, and there's apparently science behind this. When you're in that state for so long, that other parts of your brain start shrinking, so you start to forget things. So anyway, you're not in a clear state, and that's not an excuse for being a victim. It's just that it takes time to come out of it, because I had no idea what was going on, like I said, and I've had multiple relationships. Only one intimate, one marriage I've ever had, but employers, siblings, parents, it just, it goes on and on. So I felt like I was a victim, and please comment, tell me what you think, share. Yeah, because I had no idea. I mean, if someone's a victim of a mugging, had they known that there was a mugger, were they educated, did they know that area or whatever, you're still a victim of it. But I think where it gets unhealthy is, and I see this with a lot of people, and it makes me look back and reflect and be like, wow, man, I just must have been, I know I was difficult to deal with. But where it gets unhealthy is, are you comfortable there? Do you want to spend the rest of your life like some people I know that have been divorced for 30 years are still talking about what their ex did to them? Their life is horrible because he did this. Life is, difficult. I don't have what I need because she did that. At some point, you've got to be accountable. If these things happen, and we have all these resources now. Like when I was younger, there were no Googles. It was go to the library, and if you're not learning, okay, but being a victim is one thing. Being comfortable in what I call victimhood, you're always, you're never going to get healthy. I had someone to say to me, well, this person did this person did that. And I was like, yeah, I'm sure they did. But that's her. Those are her actions. Those are her thoughts. Those are her words. And when you're done being a victim and want to take accountability, become emotionally intelligent, control your emotions, because really that's all we can do is control ourselves, right? You can't stop that person from doing what they do. You can't stop that person from saying what they say. Do you let it affect you? Do you just take it to heart and, tuck your tail and, well, that's what it is. I'll never fix it. No, man, you're never going to get healthy. You've got to, you got to take accountability. And as you're learning, as you're going on this journey, for me, maybe this is just the way my brain works, but when I learned about, being a victim, I don't know if I read something about it. I don't remember where that particular thing came from, but man, I dug in and you've got to say, wow, because those people may leave your life, they may be gone, but here you are still a victim. They move on. Don't do that to yourself. Don't let this ruin the rest of your life. I don't care how old you are, we don't live forever, and how many years are you going to waste, trudging around in circles, pointing fingers at other people? Not only that, of your own mental health, and you're constantly letting this abuse sink into your heart. It's driving you nuts. But what about the people around you? How many people do you have around you? I know me personally, like I said, I'm still on my way to getting, completely better. And I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't know exactly what that means. I don't know if I'll ever be as lighthearted as I was. No idea. But who wants to be around somebody that's constantly a victim? And I like to help people. I like to listen, let them get it out. But I've gotten to the point now, you have to do something about it. And when people don't want to do anything about it, that's your decision. I spoke with someone today in my family who's not really doing good with health for multiple reasons, age, but, years of abusing their body. And they're not crazy about where they live. They've been complaining, this person has been complaining about where they live for years. It's about an hour from the rest of the family. And so anyway, today he was complaining to me, unloading, and I only allow it because I know he's not going to be here much longer, so I give it that. But I was like, dude, every time I talk to you, you complain about where you live. I said, you're either going to do something about it, or I don't want to hear about it. I'm not here for you to unload on. And he's a victim. He's a victim of his living situation. I can't believe I'm out here. Dude, you made the decision to do it. And this is literally, people I know that I'm close with that I've basically all but gone no contact, because that I just can't bring myself to do with this. But I'm just pretty straightforward anymore, because I'm like, I'm not going to sit here and listen to this. This is your decision. And if you can do this, it'll shut them down. Because what can you say? So anyway, being a victim, totally get it. I totally get it. Don't let yourself fall into victimhood. Don't move into that neighborhood and settle in. Yeah, I get it. You're a little bitter. You can't believe what happened, blah, blah, blah. But if you're going to heal, if you're going to get better, you've got to look at yourself and not allow that. You got to do better for yourself. You're worth more. And I know at different points of your journey, especially as you're trying to figure out how to get out, once you first get out, and not even then, you might not be able to get out. It might be an employer that you just can't afford to not have that job. It might be you have no money, you have no means, you have no other support to get you out of that situation. Even still, maybe even more so at that point, don't be a victim, because when you're a victim, you're kind of also putting a bullseye on yourself, because it's easy to point the finger. It's easy not to take accountability for your part in it. So be strong, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate the subscriptions. That's awesome. It's nice to know that we're going to have a little community of support for each other. Please share your comments. Tell me what you think. I know I can be a little all over the place. Brain's always spinning. So thank you very much. See you guys soon.